Let's go climb.
Here in the Leatherwood Wilderness, we're going to park here, hike this road and this road to the trailhead of the Lower Leatherwood Creek Trail. Then we'll join the trail, this equestrian trail. We'll veer off a little bit to another footpath down to Leatherwood Creek, hike along Leatherwood Creek to the Buffalo where we'll camp, and then do it all the next day in reverse. Back up to the truck.
Powering up once again. Hoorah! Now to get all packed out.
And she's all packed out. We'll see. She's pretty heavy. She's a little beast.
Still a little dented up from our last trip, but we'll go in.
After this trip, we'll be coming home to some pre-made potato soup, and I'll steam us up some broccoli. Ooh, and watermelon.
I'm carrying it, but I'm not confident right now. It's heavy. Here we go. Already had to use my little friend. We just got here. I gotta get that guy on my back. Oh boy. So yeah, last night we drove over this and it just got worse. So we're letting our feet handle it. Sean is way up there. And I feel like I'm barely keeping up. I'm a little worried. Look at him up there. Oh, it is gorgeous. We have this cool weather. It's 83 by the time we got in here. And we're mostly shaded. It's nice. And we're starting at noon, which was not our plan. We were definitely like 10 was the hard line, and we went past it. That's the way of it, I suppose. Okay. Break time, break time. Yeah, I forgot. This is the maiden voyage of my new boots. They've only seen the gravel of our walkway. Yeah, see more. We actually drove through this part and through this. Those tracks might be ours. Looks like a nice little spot for camping. It's nice and clear, it's shaded with some sun back in there. You can kind of see through the trees. Our view on the way up here is so neat. You get these peeks through the trees of what's down below, how high we actually are. Did it! We made it to the road. The trailhead's ahead, so yay! We're feeling every bit of it. This road is lovely. I think we're definitely less than half a mile. I think it's maybe 0.3 or 3.5. This little area is so lovely. All these walnut trees. Oh, yes, beautiful. Ooh. Yeah, feeling pretty whipped. I think I figured out our way about us is to bite off more than we can chew. Okay, I was getting worried. There was a ribbon marking a tree back there that might be the trailhead. This just says Leatherwood Wilderness. I don't know. Yeah, that definitely looks like trail out there. Okay. A little less irritated because this added an extra 2.5 miles to the already 4.75 in, which is not a big deal, but this terrain is wacky. Okay, yeah. There's nothing here to see. Some fadedness. Okay, let's check the maps. So 2.57 miles in from where we parked. There we go. This is the trailhead. We had signage, we have this. There's nothing in it, but obviously we're where we're supposed to be, and I confirmed with all trails and natural atlas. Whew.
Just lightened my pack a little bit. I had some nuts and dates. And drank some of my water. Smooth sailing from here on out. There's my view for this respite.
Sean says we're staying here for a few minutes at the trailhead, so I'm spread out my camp pad, my sleep pad. I'm getting me a nice back stretch. Feels great. The breeze is nice. The bugs sound pretty. Nothing's really bothering us. Oh, there's a sign back there. Yay, we're here. Oh dear. See if we can get Sean. There's my water. I don't know how far over he is. Well, our first respite is complete, and on we go. Goodbye. Hello. Here we go. So far the trail is nicely trodden down. They said it was from the horses. You want me to lead for a little bit?
Talk about how
Well, the trodden down part, the spider webs across Sean's face, not so great. Oh, get a little bit of it there. How a Marine helps his wife deal with the melancholy of perimenopause. He throws her on the river, drags her deep into the wilderness. Not really, he's very gentle about it. There's a stick bug on Sean's pack. Oh, he's so cute. There was one on my butt. It's nice and gentle right now. I'm just going to savor it because I have no idea what's coming up. Oh, the video is so deceptive. You can't even see how steep that is, how far down it is. Maybe here? Nope. It's steep. This is a big climb. I'm about to top it and have a respite. Whew. Our first fork on the real trail. This way or that way? This way or that way? This way. In a minute, we're resting. Whew. Just came up to this huge bluff. I'm exhausted. Okay, so we didn't chew anything. It chewed us up and spit us out. And here we are. We had to leave our packs and we're hiking back out. But Sean discovered this big camp area off. It's nice and flat. And looks like people have been camping here before. But that's pretty neat. Yeah, so the plan is we're going to hike all the way back to the truck, go home and sleep, and then park at the trailhead this time instead of taking that road that was 2.56 miles extra that was not necessary. So we're gonna park at the trailhead, get back in, get our packs, and take them back to the trailhead and attempt this another time. All right, just thinking if it has to be dark while we're going, I think I'm glad we'll be on the roads. It's a hard road, but it's a pretty one. Can you see the truck? I can barely too, but we made it. Yay, hallelujah. Good morning. We're headed back. Dawn and I both had muscle smarting so bad last night. Muscle cramps waking us up, keeping us from sleeping. But at some point, it seemed like everybody calmed down and we got a few hours sleep. So we're heading back out. It's heated up today pretty good. So we're trying to, hopefully we can park at the trailhead this time. Get in, get the packs, get out in one piece. Well, two pieces. Little different than Mountain Ridge Road. And take two. So we drove and parked at the trailhead this time. Now we're hiking into our packs. Sean said it'll be about 30 to 45 minutes to our packs, and so now we're not really thinking any humans came by to get them. We kind of hid them a little, but we'll see. Animals may have gotten to them, and who knows. I've seen a bear. I watched a bear try to drag our large trash can off into the woods, so we'll see. The gnats keep dive bombing in my eyes. I can barely keep them open enough to look at my feet while I'm walking, and if I dare look up, they just plow right into my eyes. They're buzzing around. Here comes one. You go away. We keep seeing these great areas right off the trail that would be awesome for camping. Yeah, I think that one I did walk back in there with you and get some video yesterday. But yeah, that was really neat. Okay, here's that bluff we came up to last night. And then right over there, see if I can zoom in, where we stashed our packs. There we go. I think I see some orange. Yeah, there's our packs. They look like they've been left alone. Hopefully by bugs as well. Sean's making his way over there. I'm doing my best to accept my fate. I have to put that pack back on and get out of here. There he is, assessing the situation. We're trying to hurry because today is a lot different than yesterday. It's heating up really bad, really quickly. So here we go. Yay! Pack one, pack two.
This wound on the pine tree, everything is pine pitch, and it's very flammable stuff. You light it and it burns real slow like a candle. You can see it here, and it's all in here, but like this is a big nodule of it, that's a big nodule of it. Take a stick and Get that out of there.
Ah, nifty.
Take that out. Everything you
Cool.
light it, it'll burn real slow.
Just on its own, like
Yeah.
a little candle.
Yeah.
Neat.
You see that? That's a whole big nodule of it. So yeah, you like that?
That's pretty cool. I was gonna say, do you have a fire starter? Do you have a fire starter? Plus, so what you told me before, if I have a couple chunks of that and I kind of roll it up in my tinder, right?
Yeah.
So we've made it through the worst of the uphill. However, right now, any up right now is just spirit crushing. But I feel like we're managing both pretty well for how yesterday went and sleeping and getting back up and at it this morning. So humbled, but overall optimistic and generally feeling good. Just, you know, things are smarting and uncomfortable. I was feeling faint, and so Sean had me drop my pack, and we had placed water along the trail for us on the way back out. So while I rested, he took his big heavy pack to the water, and then he got the water, came back to me, and then carried my pack to that point. So to get me out of that real bad part. So that was nice of them. Always taking care of me. There he is. That's his pack. I wish I would have gotten a clip of him carrying my pack, but I was in a bad way at that point. I wasn't thinking about any of that. What'd you see? Ooh. Whoa, cone web. Yes. Thank you. Till next time, mate.
Okay, here I'll attempt to explain how things kind of went awry for us, and it was all from the beginning. It wasn't actually the trail itself that did us in. It was making a poor choice at the beginning, an ill-understood choice, I suppose. So for hiking the Lower Leatherwood Creek Trail, in all trails, when we clicked the get directions, it took us through Google Maps, and Google Maps gave us this route. And it assumes that all of this portion here is passable, and it's not. This is all unimproved dirt roads, unmaintained. It's not, I don't even know if it's forestry road, but it's not maintained anymore. And we checked it out the night before and saw that it was impassable with the truck, with our 4-wheel drive truck. So we determined the night before, believing that this was the only way to the trailhead, we determined to park here where the impassable part starts. And we parked there, and we were going to add this distance to our hike to the Lower Leatherwood Creek Trail itself. And then we would take a break here and then continue on for real on the trail. What we didn't realize was that this here is a passable road. We assumed that it would be like this one, but it wasn't. It was very passable. It was a great, it was unpaved, it was gravel, but it was a great road, and we should have taken this one. And we should have checked it out the night before. I think it added, from here, following 341 around to this road, I think it only added like half an hour. And then this is like another half hour. So, I mean, an hour the day before checking it out to save us all that we went through. It doesn't seem like a big deal now, but at the time we were like, oh, this road is going to be just like that one, but it's not. And this road is actually called Advance. So there's so many people that already know this. We've seen reviews of the trail, but they're in the descriptions. There weren't any descriptions from other hikers about actually getting to the trailhead. So we just assumed we'd been on other roads. We've been on other roads in this area that look like this, that are impassable, that you can get to a point and you park and then we go explore and all that. So we assumed without checking it out, and that was our mistake. We should have checked it out. Interestingly enough, Google Maps is usually our go-to, but what I discovered is I wanted to see what Apple Maps had. So I brought up Apple Maps, and it says the journey by car is over an hour. And I couldn't understand, why is it saying that? I put car, I didn't put person. And then I noticed, why is there a person on part of, why is it doing like walking? I have it selected to drive. And so I click on it, and it says, at Mountain Ridge Trail, walk 50 minutes or 2.4 miles to reach your destination. So that was, maybe we should have consulted Apple Maps first. We will do that next time. Next time we will consult many maps. We have many paper maps, and then there's All Trails map, there's Google Maps, there's Apple Maps, and I think there's Natural Atlas is really good with some of these weird impassable roads, the way that they mark them. But so Apple Maps actually marks it like this dashed. It's very different from the road that's actually passable. But again, it says this one, it marks it looking the same, Advance Road, as the same as that one, again leading to why we assumed there's so many around here that we explore, and we just assumed we shouldn't have. We should have checked it out, and we always will now. But that cost us quite a bit hiking that. It was straight up from there to the trailhead. It was straight up. The elevation gain was significant, and we were whipped by the time we got to the trailhead, and it was late, and we had to make some decisions. We were only able to hike. We weren't even able to hike down to the creek. It was, I can't tell on this. I'll have to look at All Trails. But yeah, we were only able to get from the trailhead. We only got maybe a mile, not 2 miles in, and we were to hike all the way down here and camp there, and we didn't even maybe we did get to about here. So well, lesson learned. And we will be consulting many maps, and we will do a little more reconnaissance for such a trip in the future. Give you a quick snapshot of what we thought was going to happen and what actually happened, and hopefully we'll soon go back and do this trail for real, the Lower Leatherwood Creek Trail. The Leatherwood Wilderness is so beautiful. It's just wild and true wilderness. It doesn't disappoint at all. And this trail we were so excited to do, so we'll get back out there. So you can see the pictures. This is when you get down, when you follow the Leatherwood Creek along and you finally get to the buffalo. So what we're seeing here is pictures of the buffalo where we planned to camp on, a gravel bar like this. So if I go into my profile, it'll show, because I started recording the navigation when we parked, and so we can kind of see that. This is it labeled it, I didn't label it, evening hike at Lower Leatherwood Creek. And so if we click on it, it gives what happened. So there's where we parked, and then the actual trailhead is here. So there's where we parked, and there's where we hiked, and there was the trail. So you see we didn't make it very far in there, because I stopped it at here. We dropped our packs, and we had to hike back out, and we barely made it out with light. So you can see from the start where we parked, it was a climb all the way up, and this right here, these little switchbacks I called that Boulder Bend because I can't imagine the vehicles. I don't think our 4-wheel truck would have got it, maybe a Jeep, but I mean, they were big boulders the size of love seats that we had to climb over. And so this is not that 2.5 miles to the trailhead here. It's only 2.5 miles, but it was so wonky. We had to go so slow. We had our packs and the elevation was so crazy. And then at this point here, the road was just, we were going so slow, having to navigate these big boulders. and yeah, we were just whipped by the time we got to the trailhead. So, and then all of this boop, 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 back and forth right there, that was us trying to collect ourselves and figure out what we were doing and figuring out where we were putting the packs. It just looks funny. This is so silly, but I'm going to show you anyway. Because we get here and it's boop, 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 boop. That's us trying to figure out where to put the packs. And finally, when I stopped recording, we had ditched the packs and we left. Oh boy. It was still so much fun. I know it was technically a fail, but no hike is ever a fail. We always learn so much. And I love being with Sean. And we were tired and hurting, but it was super fun anyway. Here's pictures of actually down at the Buffalo where we were thinking of camping. This is a common equestrian trail. So a lot of the hikers that have posted pictures were on horseback. This is still the river. So we thought we would be on the creek a lot sooner. Our area is just notorious for water flowing all of the time. And we had just been telling a friend how much water, we received so much rain in the spring. And we were just telling him how much water this area has. And we packed in with 2 liters each. And we were just gonna get water and filter it or boil it at camp. But we had a plan for the water. And we saw no water, and we didn't even make it to the creek. So we were having to make decisions at that point. If water wasn't such an issue, we may have decided to continue, but I don't know. We were so tired, even if water was a certainty. That's really pretty. But I was just going to show some pictures while I explained that about the water, about why we decided to ditch our packs. It was late. We were worried about there was a great dramatic descent still ahead of us, and then we would have to camp and hopefully recover enough to make it back up out, and hopefully being able to get enough water to get us back out of there. Yes, we would have been at the river, but we only had 2 Nalgene, 2 1 liter Nalgene bottles apiece. So yeah, there's the creek. That's really pretty. I didn't get to see it this time. But so yeah, we kind of think, well, could we have kept going? Maybe. I don't know if we'd got back out. It would have just been miserable, and at that point, what's the point? By then, what's the point? So yeah, being exhausted, having that unforeseen hike, that exertion from the hike just to the trailhead, and then the water situation really sort of just did us in. But so now we know we can drive directly to the trailhead, and we know about the water situation this time. We have a plan for that. So I can't wait to get back out there and do this one for real. Look at that.
apparently we have not gotten enough of the Leatherwood Wilderness, so we came a little deeper into what's called Cleveland Knob, and we see this a structure back there. We're gonna go check it out. But Sean was pointing out this is was a park or something, but they've got it all, these big boulders kind of outlining it. So we're gonna go check it out. We got us a little second wind apparently. I don't know. Maybe it's just a little breeze. But let's go see what it is. Let's check it out. Pretty cool. A well. Oh, the Conservation Corps?
Yeah, it's over here.
So this is neat. Sean thinks that at one point this was one of the projects that the Conservation Corps does. Oh, and there's more over here. This is really cool. Ooh. It was an outhouse? Uh-oh. Ugh, that was unpleasant. Doesn't stink. Is this the same thing, or is it something different?
What's that?
Is that one the same thing, or something different?
This was the
A stove? Oh. Neato. That's pretty cool. Cleveland Knob. There's the truck. You can barely see the blue sky right there through the trees, but kind of gives us a little idea how high up. I think we're at 1,158 feet. Maybe. So in the scheme of things, not super high, but for us it is, especially since we hiked this high the last couple days. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Very nice up here. Be a nice place to come camp. It's very peaceful. And the road wasn't too bad. There was a couple of rough spots, but not bad at all. Oh, there's a little spot of blue also. So we're on this knob and everything is down from here. Pretty neat. I'm glad we came up this way. We're kind of whipped, but we're like, we couldn't not check it out. We were right here. So after getting to the trailhead, this was another few kilometers maybe. I don't know. Fun. Fun, fun, fun. Sean's about to send the drone up to see just what he can catch. What he can capture. Ooh, don't get me. It is eyeballing me. We're home. Thank goodness. Sean stripped down, took a shower, and just laid in the bed. He's resting before dinner. So I came in my office. I'm laying on my tummy, getting a good back stretch. My legs are smarting so bad. The inside thigh muscles just, they want to keep Charlie horsing. And my feet were on the drive home. But
we are alive and we're ready to go back. Not tomorrow, but it was really beautiful and a lot of fun, and we both like being out there, so just needed to plan a little differently and take things into account. Like he was talking about, you know, he thinks he's been riding a desk and dealing with bureaucrats and operations and not out as much, and you know, he thinks, oh, I used to do it like this and I could pack 75 pounds no sweat. And so his pack was pretty heavy. His was more than mine. Mine was only 30 pounds, but it really, I thought when we got back, because we didn't weigh it when we started, I really thought when we got back, I thought it was for sure like 60 pounds, and it wasn't. That was closer to his pack. But yeah, it was just a little much. At first I was telling myself I was unwilling to go that far. This is down into so it's the lower Leatherwood Creek Trail, and it follows along Leatherwood Creek, and it puts out at a beach on the Buffalo, and that's where we were going to camp. But there was a point where I can't even remember, the descent was going to be like 1,000 in one chunk. Maybe it was just like 800 feet, but it was so steep already what we had gone through, and our bodies we were so beat up, and we were just thinking, there's no way we're making it to the beach. We weren't even sure we were going to make it to the creek. So, it was about 4:00, I think, and we had to make a decision. It's like, okay, if we keep going, we might really hurt ourselves. And even though we could camp, we may not be able to recover well enough to make it back up the next day. So, Sean made the command decision. We were going to leave the packs right where we were, hurry up and hike out, and hopefully make it before dark. And we just made it. It was dark it was real dark maybe the last 15 minutes, but we usually let our eyes acclimate and just keep lights off. We had headlamps with us, but we left them off so that we actually can see better that way. But so we just made it to the truck. It was super dark. It was a lovely moment, and we got home and showered and everything, and got something to eat. And both of us trying to go to sleep, our muscles kept spasming in our legs, and he had something going on with his back carrying that pack. And it was just first him, then me, and then him again, and then me, and we were helping each other out with the Charlie horses. And it was like ones we've never felt before. I mean, he probably has with a lot of the stuff he does, but not me. That was new. We were I thought I planned better for our nutrition this trip. Our meals before, the night before, and our meals the morning before, and the food that we packed. But we're still struggling with just not having an appetite on the trail. So we're gonna have to figure some of that stuff out. And just severely electrolyte depleted and really wonky. But we're always amazed at how the body manages things, even when it's fasting or depleted or in an emergency state. Yeah. And just, there's so many things in life that I think, I can't do that. I would never be able to do that. But when you're out there and there is no other way to get out but to go through what you're going through, it's amazing how everything kind of switches over, and there's just whatever is needed comes up. It bubbles up from inside, and you got it. And I prayed a lot, and thank you, Father, for getting us through some of the things. It's really the really challenging parts. I didn't bring out any cameras because I wanted to be safe and I needed my hand free. And there was, with the GoPro, there's a couple of clips that I got where my hands were free and it was sort of in a pocket on my pack. But none of it really should. The unfortunate thing is I haven't figured out a safe way yet to show the really, really hard, wonky parts. Because, those are the things that were really super uncomfortable, but they're the parts that we really learned a lot about ourselves and about each other. And something we talk about often is how thankful we are for how we complement each other. And, he'll have moments of worry and I'll come through being strong, and then more often it's me with the anxiety and the worry, and he's pulling me through. But we might be uncomfortable and frustrated, and we might maybe lash out a little bit, just out into the air, but not at each other. And very supportive of each other and helpful of each other. And he bears so much. Like, he had to bear so much more weight on his pack, and the planning, and he's always tending to me and helping me out. But he needed me to help him get his pack on a few times. And so I just kind of really appreciate that about the two of us, and that we have each other and little things like that. And he always has these little tidbits to say that come through in a really big way, like these ideas, these concepts for managing life that come through whenever we're doing something difficult, like one of these adventures. But so in life, if I'm worrying about something and, what's it going to be like? And I have a tendency to catastrophize. So what's going to happen? This is going to be bad. This is the worst thing ever. And I don't know. And he'll say, well, let's not worry until there's something to worry about. And, we'll get to it. We'll get to it when we get to it. And, one problem at a time. And so those kinds of things really come through in a real way when we're doing these adventures, because I can sit there and waste all this emotional energy worrying about what's ahead and can I manage it? I don't know. I might fall down. I might get hurt. Well, who knows? That's not a problem yet. Right now, you're doing great. and each thing we came up to, each part that was really difficult, in the moment, I would feel like I can't do this. And then, he'll point out, you're doing it. He's pointed out before, you're doing it. And I'm thinking, I am doing it. So he's really cool in that way. He's got lots of little things like that when you're struggling with something physically and you're trying to accomplish something really physically rigorous, and the kind of lessons, the tips and stuff that you get for that, and the lessons that you learn, they really carry over into life if you let them. And this that I've been going through with the menopause, the perimenopause, so I'm definitely sure I'm in the throes of it. It's been about 150 days since my last period, and I have a slew of other symptoms with it. The main one is just this intense melancholy, just doom and gloom, and things that I know, like logically I know they're not very big, but they feel so big, and I'm constantly working through that in the moments of them. But man, I cry a lot, and bless his heart, he's such a sweetheart with it all. And I remember thinking a few months ago that if he really knew some of the things that I was thinking in my head and what I've been dealing with just emotionally, I remember thinking if he knew, he'd probably drag me out into the forest and help love it out of me and tend to me in that way. And lo and behold, it was maybe a few months later. Oh, he planned this trip. He planned the Buffalo River trip, and he's like, so I'm planning this trip, and he says he'd like me to go, but I could go or I could stay. And he said what it was going to be, and we thought it was going to be an easy one day in a camp, and then an easy second day, and then we go home. It was not that. It was 3 very hard days and 2 nights of camping, paddling on the Buffalo But even though it was one of the hardest things I've done, there was just so many little things that just came together in the hard moments and the times that I thought I wasn't gonna be able to do it, and it's, sail right through it. And I remember the second night before our third day, I was crying. I was trying to hide it from Sean. He saw a little bit, but I was like, I'm just rubbing my legs, it's okay. And he fell asleep. And I just remember thinking, there's no way I'm gonna make it. There's no way I'm gonna make it the next day. None at all. And that ended up being, of the 3 days, even though it was the hardest, it was the easiest to manage. Like, we were depleted of nutrients, we were depleted of sleep, we were sunburned really bad, and our bodies just were giving everything that it gave. But it was the smoothest day as far as rapids and transitioning from the buffalo to the white, which was scary because the buffalo was moving at 3-something kilometers per hour and the white was more than double that. And so it was just different. And like on the buffalo, if we needed a break, we could just beach anywhere we wanted and take a break and take a swim. But the white is moving so fast in the way that the banks are, there's not spots for that. I mean, there's like boat ramps and stuff, but getting the kayak and canoe all right on it. So there were just so many little things, but it was the smoothest day for all the challenges that we had. But I was thinking about that, how I was dreading the night before, I was dreading the next day, and it was the smoothest, and I had everything that I needed emotionally and physically to get through it. And Sean, he's just so great. He had to take my boat a couple times, and this one, it's a little disappointing that we didn't make it exactly where we wanted to make it, and it didn't go how we were planning and wanting it to go. But it's still just so pretty, and it's still so nice being out there. And as uncomfortable as my body is with the physical exertion, it also feels almost that good to be using it and to be knowing that I can do these hard things. And I love the smells and the sounds and the things that we see, and it's so healing. And whenever I'm in the woods, whenever I'm in the wilderness, I feel better. And it lasts for a good while when we come back out. But so I really needed these trips that he's planned. And I was joking about, this is how a Marine helps his wife deal with menopause. Let's drag her out into the woods, into the wilderness. But it is exactly what I've been needing lately, and it's definitely helping. And I hear people talk about this whole phase can last for like a decade, and I'm hoping I can hang on that long. But okay, well, that kind of summarizes up some things for now. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for going through it with me.
Yeah, here's our little peekaboo vista. We worked hard for it, so I'm stopping to capture it. We still have ways to go. We're not even at the trailhead. Not even at the trailhead. We're hoping that this road, we just can't, I didn't get it on camera, but we just came through. It was nothing but big boulders. Sean says the truck can make it, but I'd be scared. Okay. I've been staring at my feet at this climb. I didn't see how high we'd come up. There's a bit of a flat area up here I'm looking very much forward to. Sure, I gained almost 100 pounds back after losing 200. Sure, I haven't been on a significant hike in how long? 2 years? Where we've come from. Where we go? Healing is what I'm after. I love the wilderness. I love hiking, as harsh as it is on my body and my mind. Perimenopause is really, I was not prepared, did not expect to experience the things I've been experiencing emotionally. So, the only thing I know to do is this. When I'm unwell, is this. So, here we are. It's just beautiful. And the smells. I pass through these spots and it just smells so strong of pencils. I'm ready to write my book. Or finish one of the ones I've started. Yeah. Ooh, look at here. It's a little bit of down before the up there. I love these moments of rest. It's like life. It's like, crazy, crazy, crazy drama, situation, issue, problem, crazy, 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 and then it all chills. And there's a rest. The trail is like rest in life. I'm really liking my boots. Comfy, we'll see how far I even of them when I take them off.